In the fall of 1999, an intense young warrior from Mongolia arrived in Tokyo and changed sumo forever. At just 18, Asashoryu stunned the world, claiming 25 titles before a scandal cut his career short. On SumoSpirit, we'll explore the wild rise and fall of sumo's first Mongolian Yokozuna. Born on September 27, 1980, in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, a land steeped in wrestling tradition, Asashoryu came from a family rooted in Mongolian grappling. Was it destiny? He made his professional sumo debut in January 1999, joining the Takasago stable, and then a rapid ascent. By September 2000, he had been promoted to Yuryo. Just 4 months later, in January 2001, he broke into the top division, Makuchi. Things moved fast. In May 2001, he debuted in the elite Sanyaku ranks as a komusubi, and by July 2002, he was already an ozeki, the second highest rank in sumo. Could anything stop him? His first top division yusho came in November 2002, with a stunning 14-1 record. What made it more impressive? He did it in only his 23rd tournament. The fastest rise to champion since the current 6-tournament system was introduced in 1958. A record breaker already. That victory secured his promotion to Yokozuna in January 2003, making him the 68th Yokozuna in history. But more than that, he was the first non-Japanese to achieve this rank, a historic milestone. From November 2003 to May 2007, Asashoryu stood alone, the only active Yokozuna for 21 straight tournaments. A one-man reign at the top. Let's take a look back at his incredible career and what got him so far. His first yusho was in November 2002. 22-year-old Asashoryu stormed into sumo history by taking down none other than Yokozuna Musashimaru on the final day. The match? Brutal. Musashimaru charged like a freight train, but Asashoryu held firm and blasted him out with an oshidashi. A 14-1 record and his first title, just 23 tournaments into his top division career. That's faster than legends like Kitanumi. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. A Mongolian had arrived and he could beat the best. The next came very soon. In January 2003, with promotion to Yokozuna on the line, Asashoryu came in as East Ozeki No. 1 and didn't flinch under pressure. On day 15, he faced fellow Ozeki Musoyama. The bout was fierce. Musoyama charged hard, but Asashoryu danced out of danger and countered with a slick okuridashi. Another 14-1, another championship. This sealed his legacy. Asashoryu became the 68th Yokozuna and the first Mongolian to wear the robe. How do you follow up becoming a Yokozuna? If you're Asashoryu, you dominate. In 2004, he kicked off the year with back-to-back perfect tournaments, 15-0 in both January and March. No one had done that since 1996. Already, he had 3 Zensho Yusho to his name. Only legends like Taiho, Chiyonofuji, and Kitanumi had more. Could anyone stop him? Not really. His winning streak stretched to 35 bouts, the longest since Chiyonofuji, 53 in 1988. It finally ended in May, but guess who he lost to? Magashira Hokutoriki. And guess who he beat in the final to take the title anyway? That's right, Hokutoriki. By November, Asashoryu had won 5 out of 6 tournaments that year, a feat no one had pulled off since 1986. That November title was his 9th Emperor's Cup. 2005 was amazing. 6 tournaments, 6 titles. Has anyone ever done that before? Not in 1 year. In 2005, Asashoryu made history as the first wrestler ever to win all 6 sumo tournaments in a single calendar year. Even the great Taiho didn't do that. He lost just 6 bouts the entire year. That's right, only 6. The winning streak finally snapped in January 2006 when Ozeki Tochiazuma took the title, and Asashoryu posted an off-form 11-4. In 2007, he roared into the year with a 14-1 championship win, his 4th straight, and became just the 5th Rikishi to reach 20 titles. But cracks started to show. He lost a rare playoff to Hakuho in March, and by May, he was struggling with injuries and falling to Ozeki-level opponents. Then came 2008. After a 2-tournament suspension, Asashoryu returned with fire. His rivalry with Hakuho hit full throttle. They clashed in back-to-back final day showdowns. something that had only happened 5 times in 30 years. He lost the first, but the second, Asashoryu struck back, claiming his 22nd Yusho and tying Takanohana. For many fans, this was the win. Asashoryu defeating the legendary Hakuho in a final day showdown. It wasn't just about the title, it was about pride, legacy, and reminding the world who ruled the dojo. He was still a warrior, but the injuries were starting to take their toll. Was he fading? Maybe. But when he was at his best, no one fought harder, smarter, or more ferociously. This year, injuries began to appear. He missed the final 2 tournaments of 2008 due to a nagging elbow injury. A reminder that even the fiercest warriors sometimes succumb to wear and tear. 2009, the beginning of the end. Was Asashoryu finished? Not just yet. After a rocky 2008 filled with injuries and controversy, he returned in January 2009 like a storm. 14 straight wins, a playoff victory over Hakuho and his 23rd Yusho, surpassing Takanohana to become the 4th most decorated Yokozuna in sumo history. The message was loud and clear. I'm back! Fans went wild. TV ratings surged. Even the Sumo Association called it astonishing. But while the fire still burned, cracks were beginning to show. Was this a comeback? Or a swan song? But injuries and losses followed. His last Yusho came in January 2010. At 28, battered by injury and scandal, Asashoryu arrived in Tokyo with something to prove. Critics were ready to write him off. But on day 14, he faced Haruma Fuji in a fierce showdown of strength and will. Grip after grip, twist after twist, until Asashoryu executed a flawless shita teenage to seal his 25th and final title. He finished with a 13-1 record, silencing doubters once again. It was the last roar of sumo's wildest lion. Was it all brute force? Not even close. He stared down opponents before the match even began, using his eyes like weapons. Those piercing glares? They shook rivals before the tachiai. His fighting style? Fierce, fast, fearless. No waiting, no second guessing. Just raw, relentless aggression from the first charge. He didn't wear you down, he overwhelmed you. How did Asashoryu win? With technique, fury, and raw power. Asashoryu was both a technician and a brawler. His go-to grip? Migiyotsu, Nader, Gyori. A right hand inside, left hand outside hold that let him control the flow of the fight. When that wasn't enough, he unleashed Tsupari, a storm of rapid-fire thrusts to the chest that stunned his opponents. He used 45 different kimari, more than most ever attempted. Want something wild? In 2009, he beat Haruma Fuji using a Yaguranage, a move not seen at that level since 1975. And his signature? Tsukiyotoshi, lifting and slamming full-grown Rikishi like ragdolls. He once tossed the giant Kotomitsuki like it was nothing. Twice. You can see this style in the following bouts. Against Boruto in 2010, Asashoryu was nearing the twilight of his career, still a Yokozuna, but feeling the pressure after years of dominance and controversy. His opponent? Boruto, a colossal Estonian powerhouse, tipping the scales at nearly 441 pounds. What happened next? After deftly dodging Boruto's grip, Asashoryu lifted the giant off the dohyo with a flawless shita teenage throw. Boruto barely knew what hit him. The crowd erupted as Asashoryu proved he still had that legendary magic. Another memorable bout was against Aminishiki in 2009. A quick, explosive showdown. Aminishiki charged fiercely, trying to seize control, but Asashoryu anticipated perfectly. He dodged to the left, used Aminishiki's own momentum against him, and sent him tumbling off the dohyo. Classic Asashoryu. Agility and brains in perfect harmony. Look at this bout against Kotomitsuki in 2004, a match that cemented Asashoryu's Yokozuna status. Kotomitsuki, the clever Ozeki, tried to block Asashoryu's powerful left hand but failed. Seizing the mawashi, Asashoryu hooked his leg, lifted Kotomitsuki onto his back, and slammed him down, sending the crowd into a frenzy. This was lightning fast. The moment the match began, Asashoryu slapped Miyabiyama off balance, and down he went before he even knew what hit him. Mental sharpness and speed working in perfect harmony. And the best for last, Asashoryu versus Hakuho in 2008, the rivalry that defined an era. After Hakuho had crushed Asashoryu's comeback hopes just 2 months earlier, this final in Osaka was deeply personal. Asashoryu absorbed Hakuho's fierce charge, locked both arms around him, and spun him out with a powerful armbar throw. Sweet revenge, and a roaring crowd. To be one of the best, you've got to train like an animal. Asashoryu's training was pure intensity. His Keiko sessions were so brutal that even top division wrestlers kept their distance. No one wanted to risk injury before a basho. Was he strong? Absolutely. He reportedly benched 441 pounds and curled 66-pound dumbbells during training. Few dared to spar with him. His Keiko was fierce, relentless, and downright risky. Asashoryu didn't just fight, he imposed his will. Despite his towering success, Asashoryu was a magnet for controversy. Why? His fiery personality often clashed with sumo's rigid traditions. In 2007, after winning the Nagoya Basho, he made a bold decision, skipping the Jongyo, the regional exhibition tour, citing injuries to his back and elbow. Fair enough? Not quite. Just days later, he was spotted on television in Mongolia, playing in a charity soccer match. Injured? The contradiction sparked outrage. The fallout was swift and severe. He was suspended from the next 2 tournaments, the Aki Basho and Kyushu Basho, becoming the first Yokozuna in history to face suspension. Unprecedented. The scandal hit him hard. Deeply affected, Asashoryu fell into clinical depression and sought treatment at a luxury spa in Mongolia. But the controversies didn't stop there. Early in his Yokozuna career, he often accepted the championship trophy with his left hand instead of the traditional right, a break from etiquette that caused a stir. Why the breach of tradition? He claimed to be left-handed. Logical? Maybe, but that didn't stop the reprimands from piling up. Another polemic moment came in the Nagoya Basho of 2003, when Asashoryu became the first Yokozuna ever disqualified in a match. The reason? He pulled the hair of his opponent, Kyokushuzan, a strictly forbidden move. The fallout was immediate. The 2 wrestlers clashed in a heated confrontation in the locker room that escalated into a physical altercation. They had to be separated by fellow wrestler Kaio. Drama seemed to follow him wherever he went. The career of Asashoryu came to a sudden and dramatic end on February 4th, 2010, at just 29 years old. What triggered it? An incident at a Tokyo bar. During the Hatsubasho on January 16th, 2010, allegations surfaced that Asashoryu had assaulted a man, punching him and breaking his nose. Another scandal, but this time, the consequences were unavoidable. Although he reached a private settlement with the victim on January 31st, the Japan Sumo Association was clear. He would have been fired if he hadn't voluntarily stepped down. Was there really any choice? Not really. Under intense pressure, Asashoryu announced his immediate retirement. His words carried weight. I have caused great trouble to everyone, including the Japan Sumo Association. I take full responsibility and will retire today. I am grateful to all who believed in me and supported a young man from the vast plains of Mongolia. Was he pushed out? Many believe so. His formal retirement ceremony took place on October 3, 2010, at the legendary Ryogoku Kokugikan. It was a moment of closure filled with mixed emotions: pride, regret, nostalgia. For his departure, he received a severance package of 120 million yen. After the controversy and Asashoryu's unexpected retirement announcement, people in the streets of Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, expressed surprise and dismay at the news. Due to an insignificant incident, he leaves the world of sumo. It's a shame for Mongolia, said seller Batsaikan. Some children playing soccer were asked about his retirement. A 12-year-old student said, "Our Asashoryu fought with great success for many years in Japan and elevated the name of Mongolia to the highest honor. We are very sorry to hear that he is leaving sumo." Another 14-year-old stated, "We've just learned that our sumo champion, Dagvadorj, is leaving sumo wrestling. We are all sad about this news. I don't know why he's leaving sumo. Could it be due to pressure from the Japanese? I don't understand." Upon retiring, Asashoryu left behind a legacy as divided as it was passionate. For some, a revolutionary who modernized the sport. For others, an undisciplined spirit who clashed with the strictest code. What do you think of Asashoryu Akinori? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the SumoSpirit channel.